and the entire value of all thousand is only $250 you take money. So where does $250 go? It goes to a person sitting in comfortable who holds the idea. That is the type of people who is the country is built on, and the government support. We need to go to the just we have got our own idea. So today's company is not very important connectivity and society point of view. I will not take much of time. I just want to make an example. We have to think how different. We don't have to work with our hopes. We can pass exams and all. We come with some things like this, where we as a college students possess our own technology, have our own ideas, and then bring on those benefits of the ideas as the world is doing. Having said that, IT is an institution which is at core of pedagogy with academics as well as the university. And I will not take much time to request all the members here to bring the members of the IIT so that you can have the technical leadership you get empowered by the IIT business officers, which are very heavy developed, which here by the Jason who has been the former EPC chairman, here by the Anand who has been the director of IIT Delhi. So, we take up a set up like this. Be the leader of the IIT and bring the benefits of this institution. I will conclude here by thanking all my colleagues on the panel, by thanking our chief guest, Mr. Kirana, for taking all his time to address the audience, and by requesting all the members to be a part of the IIT forward and align with the vision and mission of the institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words of service and vision. I now invite Dr. Srijaji Francis, Dean and HOD, JCE, to introduce our renowned chief guest, Padma Shri Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala.
Thank you very much. While they are setting up, I decided to do some. Thank you very much. While they are setting up, I decided to do a few slides. Put it on a full screen mode.
1 minute.
And we move on.
On the table.
Can everyone settle down, please? Can everyone settle down? I'm used to talking to students. Can you please sit down? Leave this please. It's okay. Okay. I want to thank IET and JCE Engineering College for. Can you please sit down? Can you please sit down? Nobody should stand. Sit down. Let everyone sit down. Can you sit down, please? I want to start by thanking IET Chennai and also Jerusalem Engineering College for organizing this. I have titled my talk, India's Imperative for Assistive Technology for Geriatrics and Disability. It is not something that we will do, it is something imperative for us. We really need to make a difference, and that is the focus of my short talk. India has the largest population in the world. All of us know that. It also has a thing that it is the largest number of people with disability, and also largest number will soon become the largest number of people who become older. Also remember that India is a country where affordability is low. Affordability is low. So therefore, we really need to be somewhat different. At the same time, we have a huge engineering talent. 1 million engineering graduates to youngsters graduate every year. Not necessarily fully trained, doesn't matter. They learn over time. The question is, can we nurture this talent? Can we utilize this talent to really, can we stop not use the lights, please? Can we move out of this place and not use the lights? Focus on the talk rather than the picture and all that. You have taken enough pictures, go and sit down. I don't want anybody to stand, please. Alright? Because don't disturb the talk in the process of making pictures. So, and what I was talking about, India has a huge talent. And this huge talent can make a difference in designing, developing technologies for people with disability and geriatrics. And that is what we need to do. India must become a leader in developing affordable technology, affordable and high quality assistive technology for India and the world. I'm not just saying for India, we need the leader to actually develop it. And believe it or not, most of you, in a relatively short time, can be trained to do that. That's the message that I want to actually convey. I will take up one background. Start with visual impairment. A large number of people have visual impairment. To some extent, all of us are visually impaired. Many of us use glasses. To some extent, we have some problem with our eyes, and a simple way of correcting is that we take glasses. So, a large number of children in India, especially in rural areas, go to school and cannot see the blackboard because they have a problem with their eyes. And they are there in the villages, there is no one to really ensure that they get glasses, and they probably cannot even afford glasses. We are therefore trying to create a program where we will ensure that whether it is a positive power or negative power, get every child who needs the glasses, we need to get them the glasses. Most children are going to school. That is a change that has taken place in India over the last 35 to 40 years. We will require an optometrist, possibly funded by a CSR, to go to each school in a village, to each village, and in one school, the teachers can be given some charts or some simple mobile devices by which they do the first screening. Any child who seems to have a problem, they will do the first screening, and when the optometrist visit, probably one day in a village, they can actually do the measurement, whether they need positive glasses or negative glasses, and if they need those glasses, what should be the power. Now the cost of these glasses are not very large. It used to be large. Today, you can get these glasses at 100 rupees or even less. And then, therefore, each child or even the older people in the village should be provided glasses. If they can afford it, then they buy it. If they cannot afford it, India has sufficient CSR money to be able to take it. So, a CSR program can take the optometrist to every village, ensure that all children and older people who have difficulty in seeing are tested, and it can ensure that glasses. So this is a part of assistive technology. Glasses are part of assistive technology. You often don't realize that. But let us go one step further. Suppose you are full visual impairment or very high visual impairment. So the glasses cannot help. Then what we need to do? We are now, as was pointed out by the IIT chairman, that now there are companies, including one of the integrated companies of ours, which is developing AI glasses for people with full visual impairment. It has 2 cameras and a microphone. So whatever they see, and it's controlled by mobile phone, whatever they see, if they come in front of him, they will immediately recognize it and will prompt. While they are walking, they can whether there is an obstacle, they can be told. If they are trying to read a paper or read anything, it can be all converted into text because OCR are there and simple camera, read that and do that. Something like this can be done. In fact, the school project should be done to make better OCR, optical character recognition. Simple camera you can use a mobile phone. Can we get all Indian language handwritten text converted to text? If we can do that with the text to speech is all well known, we can use these AI glasses and we'll try to make these AI glasses as inexpensive as possible and ensure that every person who has full visual impairment is given these glasses. This is something that is possible. I'm not telling that we should do it in 1 year, 2 years. This is what India needs to do, low-cost glasses, so that it can take it all over the world. Now let me come to the hearing impairment. Now, I don't know how many of you know, on the average, 5 children are born in every district in India. There are 700 districts. On the average, 5 children are born with hearing impairment. I didn't realize that we will be sitting so far out of a bigger text, but I can actually speak. What we need to do is therefore test every newborn child. And a newborn child, within a day of birth, actually can be tested. All we require is a device called, the device is called the OAE. It's a pen-like device. It can be put in the ears of the child and it gets a reflection and is able to tell whether the hearing is normal or there is something wrong. This device used to cost a lot. It used to cost about a couple of lakhs rupees. We have developed it now and we can possibly make it available at $10,000. So that every hospital which has a birthing center, nurse can be provided that, and very quickly you can actually take a minute or 2 in each year, figure out whether there is any problem with the ears. And then the data should be digitized. Digitization is very important. The data should go into a server, such and such a child, start with the Aadhaar number of mother and the name of the mother, the child's name, date of birth, and you straight away put down what is the hearing ability, the OAE. Something that we can do. We have already started doing it in Tamil Nadu. We need to do it all over the country. There are 700 districts in India. Only about 5 children on the average are born with hearing defect, which is basically 705, 3,500 every week. It can easily be done. But this OAE test is not good enough. It cannot, it will tell you that you have a problem, but does not tell you to what extent. So you take it to, fortunately there is another machine called APR. If some of you can design APR is great, but we today have APR is available and every district headquarters in India today has an APR machine. ABR machine does a quantitative measurement to give you the extent of hearing disability and tell you therefore what corrections need to be done. Alright? So you can now figure out for all the 3,500 children born every week what is the correction required. Now what is the correction required? There are two devices which can do the corrections. One is a simple hearing aid. Hearing aid is a little more sophisticated version of those buds that we use when we listen to our music nowadays, wireless. Similar thing can be done hearing aid. And it will also have a microphone, so whatever is being spoken, whatever sounds are then converted and processed and given to the person in such a manner that the person can hear. So this 4 out of 5 children, 80% of those who are born with hearing defect can actually be taken care by a good quality hearing aid. Good quality hearing aids are expensive, but we are designing it ourselves. Some of our startups are designing. We will be able to do it in about 5. We will be able to sell it at 5,000 rupees. So in practically no cost, you will be able to ensure that most children get the correction. But 1 out of 5 children, that is not good enough. And that requires a cochlear implant. Now, cochlear implant is expensive, requires an operation. It can only be done after 6 to 7 months after the child is born, and it is expensive too. Good quality ones. This is another thing that we need to develop. Fortunately, we are working with some professors in IIT Guwahati and some other professors to develop a quality cochlear implant. And we expect that the implant, the operation, and after the operation, an implant need to do some kind of therapy. All of that should be doable in 5 lakhs rupees. If we do that, sir, believe it or not, if we do all this whole program, and we should do it over the next 3 years, not 20 years. We, in 2,500 crore rupees per year, we can ensure that every child born in India gets either the hearing aid, those who require either the hearing aid or cochlear implant, and no child is left without hearing. Now, hearing is very important because hearing, you cannot hear, you cannot speak also. So remember that when we are enabling hearing, we are also enabling speech. And the number 2, the brain development. How does the brain develop? Brain is like a fresh AI machine. Unless you train them with inputs, it does not develop. So the child brain is like a very complex AI machine without training. And the child has to be trained. How does the child get trained? By looking at things, by hearing things. Now, if you cannot hear, you reduce the brain development by more than 50%. So it's extremely important, and there is no reason that the engineering community, particularly the electrical engineering community, cannot take up and say, we will ensure that in the country. We need to take leadership in our own country and the leadership in the world. This is the way, so that's what I say. We also need some other things. I tell our organization today to develop a conversion of Indian sign language to audio and vice versa, so that can further help. Mobility care. For people who cannot walk, cannot stand up, fortunately, we have been working on this for quite some time. And there is a company that we incubated called NeoMotion. I don't know how many of you have seen this. This is a wheelchair, but you can fit in this bike and you can drive the wheelchair on the road. This is already done and it's now in the market. In fact, quite a bit of Zomato delivery today takes place by people who have hearing care, who could not stand up. They are the ones who are riding this on the road and doing Zomato delivery. So this is the kind of thing that we are doing. The same company is now doing all kinds of things like standing up wheelchair. One of the biggest problems with the people with all kinds of injuries is transfer from bed to the wheelchair and back. So they are developing the transfer devices. When you go to the bathroom, it becomes very difficult. So all this work is going on. There is this company called New Motion, which is leading this, and they are helping them, and their insurance and all this is available at a very, very low cost. Affordable India and should reach 80%. Finally, there is yet another company which, when an accident takes place and your hands, etc., get impacted or your legs get impacted, you often, after all the surgery, etc., you need to do therapy, a lot of training. And there is another company that I liquidated called Galento. This is a company, IIT Gandhinagar. And they have done the training in much better way, because by using those devices, you can do a quantitative measurement to the extent that you are training. For example, it asks you to bend your finger. That's a part of the therapy. But you don't bend enough. Now, all this can be visibly seen, and the therapist can say, no, you're not bending enough. You're bending a little more. Use a little more strength. And by using devices like this company Galento, you can get very well, recover very, very fast. So we need plenty of devices. Another company that we is actually making a hand. Hand can be attached completely to a person, and this hand is like a robotic hand which can do all kinds of things. So things like this is being done. Another very important area is called learning disability. Probably you've heard of this learning disability in the name of dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia. Essentially, there are many of you have seen this movie Tare Zameen Par. I don't know if there is a Tamil version. Of course, there is another movie, Sitare Zameen Par, which is there on YouTube. Both actually deal with these issues quite a bit. And these are not people who are in any manner dumb or all that. Many of them are very bright. In fact, many of the top scientists in the world were born with dyscalculia or dyslexia. The key thing is early detection and not pushing them to the regular program, but slightly different program. If you haven't seen the movie Target, but I think it probably is available in Tamil also, you try to see that, you see, very often they just write the ET matra opposite. So, small things, and if you can do early detection, you can then help these people. And a simple optical character recognition in Indian language, handwritten language, you can go to every school and just take a picture of their notebook and then put it between and say, these children seem to have dyslexia. And then you put them into a program. And I'm sure things like that, optical character recognition in Indian language, in handwritten form, can be done as projects by students on this. It requires fairly simple technology, something that we can do. Autism spectrum disorder. This is another thing that we are seeing increasingly. I don't know why. Either they are getting more aware. Today we are seeing lots of children with autism. Autism is something that basically, that impacts the child quite a bit. It makes them very free, it makes them very different from others. They don't like complaints, they like something that they dislike. And you cannot push them in the regular. You have to identify them and really guide them. And every autistic child is different from others. So it's not a standard formula. So that is what we need to do. We are trying to develop a very, very simple, I don't know how long it will take us, very simple mobile phone-based application which becomes a avatar, a buddy for the child. And it makes the child get to understand the child, because every child thinks it, and understand what he or she likes or dislikes. Whenever the child gets upset, child is not able to, if they can talk to you, it's like a pet, you can talk to. You can't talk to others because they don't understand. This AI avatar, we can understand. And as they understand you, you start to kind of be feeling a comfort. And comfort is what they need. If they feel comfortable, they could be good. If they feel discomfort, they will. Well, I think I'm pretty much ending by saying that there are many more. I just pass of it. There are lots of different things to make technology possible. And I'm not talking about next 20 years. 1, 2, 3, 5, at most going to 7 years, we can make a huge impact. I agree that India puts 25,000 young engineers to work around the world. See, nobody, nowhere in other country in the world can afford to put 25,000. India can. Because they are youngsters available, they are large number, and they are not very expensive. If you can inspire them, these engineers, along with, of course, their work with counselors, psychologists, others, they can make a difference. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations for the conference. I hope you are going to make a difference, but what I want to convey that our organization, immersive technology education lab, where I am not currently the chairman, we are determined to make a difference. And again, I thank you for JCE-ECE colleagues, the first time I came to that.
Thank you, sir, for your powerful and enlightening words. Your presence has truly elevated this occasion.
Yes.
I request all the dignitaries to come on the stage. Now I request all the dignitaries to join Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala, Institute Professor IIT, for the souvenir release of IET.
Come, sir. Can I open this? Yes.
I do.
Can we have one photo? Thank you.
One second.
Next, we have Dr. Shivkumar, Vice President IET, who also serves as a governing council member and chairman, technical program and outreach. He has a significant background in the IT and telecom sector with experience at companies like Nokia, Qualcomm, and has been recognized for his work in areas like cybersecurity, blockchain, and intelligent transportation systems. Now I now extend a warm welcome to Dr. Shivkumar, Vice President IET, to deliver a special address.
ಬೇಡ ಅಡಿಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ
Very good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Respected dignity, especially Professor Nirmala sir, President IET, Sri and all respected everyone. I take this opportunity. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me here. I take this opportunity and share from Professor Nirmala sir. He said that this is a socio-economic problem. About 5% of our population is suffering from the disability of the one form or the another form. So what we can do as engineers, we are very large number of engineers in the country. We have a problem on the other hand, and we have an institution, IT, which is of high repute. On the solution provider side, we have a large number of startups who are basically working on them, but they have the crisis of the funds. So sir has given a hint to us that the fund to the CSR can be extended to these companies, these startups, and IT, institutions like IT can be enriched. They can facilitate because the government, because the CSR organizations, they trust the institution like IET. And we can provide the fund, we can facilitate the various pioneers, the technology pioneers, and we can provide the solution which has to be affordable, which will bring the inclusivity, accessibility. In that direction, sir, Professor sir, what IT has done? IT has recently constituted a committee on the inclusivity and accessibility. This is a regular committee of one of the 13 more committees which we are having. Also, we have decided that every year we will have a national level of the seminar, national level of conference, which will basically bring the innovation. Also, will bring all the stakeholders together. So that's our commitment. We will certainly work on this. Needless to say that our sustainability goals of the United Nations set, like the 4 of the party education, the decent work and economic growth, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities, community. See,
No, the center.
there are a lot of studies by the
my
Harvard
bad.
and by the that if the disabled people with the disability, they are promoted, they are inducted into the system, the productivity of the organizations will increase. So it's a really, we should promote, we should try to bring and support the system. The people, they have done the wonders. See in any field, see the sports, any field you can see, they have done the wonders, and they are a great motivator in the, and even in the package. Certainly there is an advantage, we can take that of technology, and taking the advantage of technology, we can come up with an innovative solution and bring them to the life and to the mainstream. That's our, not only the social, it's our moral responsibility in all forms. So we have to take this as a cause with this, the commitment from the rupees is not a charity. It is a justice, it's an innovation, it's a smart economics, and it is our moral responsibility. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words of encouragement and insight. Dr. K. Gnaneshwar Rao is a distinguished academician and a professional leader currently serving as a zonal mentor South for the IETE, one of the India's foremost professional societies of electronics, telecommunication and IT. I take immense pleasure in introducing Dr. K. Gnaneshwar Rao, zonal mentor. Sir, the stage is yours.
Associate Dr. Ashok General Professor, Chief Professor of IIT and Dr. Keto, Director, NITM, President IIT Headquarters, Sri Sudhirji, and IIT Chennai Center Chairman Sri Dharanji, Principal General College of Engineering Dr. Amirji, Air Vice Marshal retired Sri Krishna Swamiji, Major General retired House Kumanan, and IIT colleagues from other centers like Professor Abdul Rahman, Professor Surya Prasad Rao, Professor Sheikh Riyazuddin, and IIT Chennai colleagues, President Madam and Secretary Sir. So faculty members from various engineering colleges and students, a very good morning, and welcome you all to this great event conducted by Chennai IIT Center and Professor College of Engineering. As General Mentor South, I would like to appreciate Sri Sridharan Sir for IIT Chennai Center, who conduct this Intake 2.0 program, and a very interesting program. I want to mention more about them as the seniors they already mentioned the advantages and how the technology, the coming technologies are helping them to go along with a common man, like without any such challenging things. So in this International Conference is a very good program, and the outcome of this conference, tomorrow there are many papers are going to be presented, should be implemented in the real time and help and empower the Ugandans so that they can be in the real life. I thank and appreciate the organizing committee and the conveners, committee members, taking interest with so much of hard work in conducting this empowering the business program with the assistive technologies of ICTs, how they are going to useful in helping and making use of these technologies. But the inclusion person with the disabilities technologies should focus on the manufacturing disabled-friendly products and services, along with the employees and co-workers also should help by means of using this ICT, and also social media should come forward in helping them and encouraging them so that it will be useful for them come and take the challenges to come into the real world. So IIT, as IIT it is doing under the direct leadership of our President Sunil sir, many things, many programs we are planning in a zone-wise and in a sequence-wise, and implementing many things we have not done other, as a priority based as and when, because IIT 64 centers we are committed, we are divided into zone-wise and implementing the program as a South Zone center, as the zonal mentor. It's very thankful that the President sir has encouraged, along with his team members at IIT headquarters, to conduct a very big event recently at the Hero Center, and immediately after 3 or 4 months gap again, the Sridharan sir has taken initiative to conduct this Chennai Center program, and our IIT Vijayawada Center colleagues, Chairman and Secretary, they are present here. They are also planning another big event maybe in the next month also we will be coming to, and we are inviting you to make the program also a great success. So I request all the IIT senior persons to encourage these ISF student forums, so that they have to know, they have to understand the impact of what exactly IIT is. There are many other organizations like IIT and all. The moment you go to the private sector, IIT is there. But think about IIT, it is for the job product also with very less fee for membership. Every year, ISF 1, 2, 3, 4 semesters, years-wise we are conducting, and that is deducted in the life membership. So such type of encouragement, when many workshops and conferences. We are encouraging them to participate, to present the papers. And also, we are conducting zone-wise competitions also and providing, giving them awards. So really, for the last 3 to 4 years, ISFs have been very active as we are giving awards for them first, second, and third prizes zone-wise. So in that way, we are encouraging IET and helping all the ISF and encouraging the young engineers also. So in the society, whatever the professional, our professional engineers and other people available associated with IET to do our best under the dynamic leadership of presidency and Vice President Shivkumarji and others at the headquarters. With this, I thank all the organizers for inviting me for and giving me this opportunity to come and attend this great event. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words of encouragement along with your inspiring thoughts and guidance. Now, I am delighted in inviting our support system, guiding force of JCE College of Engineering, Dr. Ramesh S., Principal, to deliver special address.
Happy morning to all. On behalf of the management, faculty, and students of JCE College of Engineering, I am delighted to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all the distinguished guests from IET Quarters, New Delhi, IET Chennai Center, and from NIE and to our campus here at JCE College of Engineering. It is indeed a matter of great honor for us to have with us today Padma Shri Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala, Institute Professor, IIT Madras, a visionary leader and pioneer in technology and innovation. Sir, we sincerely thank you for accepting our invitation and for graciously spending your precious time with us. We are truly privileged to have your presence at this international conference. At this juncture, I also wish to convey my good wishes to the conveners, the management, and all our esteemed guests and dignitaries who have gathered here today to make this conference meaningful and successful. The Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers has been a pillar in the advancement of electronics, telecommunication, and IT since its establishment in 1953 in India. Over the decades, it has played a vital role in education, research, and professional development. In our college, the IET Students Forum (ISF) was inaugurated in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in 2023. Since then, the forum has been very active in student participation and in conducting impactful programs. Every year, our ISF organizes the Smart Hackathon, Internal Hackathon, workshops, industry-driven value-added courses, and various technical events. The coordinators of our ISF is Dr. G.T. Bharati and T. Tamichangi, deserve a special appreciation for their untiring efforts in keeping their forum vibrant and dynamic. It is a proud moment for us that JCE has received the Emerging ISF Award for the year 23-24. Today's international conference, Indian 2.0, that is information technology enablers for persons with disability, is socially relevant and highly significant. With the collective wisdom and expertise of all present here, I am confident that this platform will pave the way for innovative problem-solving techniques and impactful contribution for the betterment of society. I wish the conference grand success and extend my best wishes to all the participants, organizers, and dignitaries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words and for your constant support. Now we have to our next delegate, Dr. Rajesh Ramachandran, Rehabilitation Officer. Dr. Rajesh Ramachandran is an expert in autism, ADA, braille, applied drama, mental health and mindfulness. He has presented research on disabilities, inclusive education and assistive technology at national and international conferences. Sir, the stage is yours.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm sorry I don't have a PPT like how Jujunwala sir presented, but I try to tell you more about my work with multiple disabilities, my work in the field of special education, and my work with technology. I am not an engineer. All are engineers, and it's a wonderful college, JCE-ECE College of Engineering, but I am not an engineer. I basically am a special educator. You know special education? Specialized type of instructions. We give specialized type of teaching to children who are having special needs. Whether it be hearing impairment, whether it be visual impairment, whether it be autism spectrum disorder, or whether it be intellectual disability. So, our director, Dr. Nachiketa, was supposed to be here. Due to some preoccupations, he could not be present. So, I got this opportunity to deliver the keynote. Respected Dr. Jujunwala sir, Dr. Shri Jujunwala sir, Shri Sunilji, the president of the IETE, New Delhi, Dr. Shivkumar sir, Vice President, Dr. Shivan sir, Dr. Sheila Francis from Jerusalem College of Engineering, Dr. Ramesh sir, the principal of Jerusalem College of Engineering, and all the eminent people who are there. I could see from the invitation that you have invited two speakers from abroad. One I could see from Australia and one I could see from Mauritius. And I could see many young technologists, young enthusiasts who are there, who are working for innovating towards creating innovative products for persons with disabilities. I'm very happy because I want to take you back to somewhere around 70s and 80s, when this technology, everything, I would say it was before that itself, but the impact came in 70s and 80s. You might have heard or you might have not heard, but Jujunwala sir knows very well, the EDIP scheme that we call, the Assistive Devices Implementation Program. And there's a company, now also there's a company that's a public sector undertaking called as Alimco, Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation. And it started, assessing, it started distributing wheelchairs, it started distributing prostheses, it started distributing hearing aids, and many other equipments for people with disabilities. I recall there's an anecdote in one of the journals recalling a beneficiary. He received his first crutches. It was long back, I think during 70s and 80s time. He received his first crutches. And when he received his first crutches, see, he himself was not happy. His entire community, his entire family, because he was from a very poor village, and his family was very happy. Because these metal frames, when we as a layman we say, we call it as metal frames. These metal frames were not only just aids, it was basically a home. So right from 70s, 80s, the era was basically for the appropriate technology. And it can be seen as a rehabilitation. Now this technology is seen as an empowerment tool, because now we don't consider as rehabilitation as such, but we move towards empowerment. See, when we talk about empowerment doesn't only mean or only limited to that particular individual who is receiving the assistive device. It is his family, his sibling, his community, his society, and everyone. Sir was talking about we have more than a billion people who are living with disabilities. You know, the challenge is what? The challenge is education and the challenge is employment. And ladies and gentlemen, this billion people, they will require assistive technology a lot to navigate. As Sir was talking about the glasses, the opticals, the spectacles, the hearing aids, you can see the progress has occurred from the 1970s to 80s to now 2025. And we will also expect many more development. Then there was an international year for the disabled in 1981. It was a very important year for people with disabilities. Not only as a rehabilitation thing, but as an empowerment. 1981. Because that was the first way of creating awareness program. People with disabilities are there, they have to be empowered. They have to be rehabilitated. And a lot of community level programs were there. So it ensured low cost devices that time. Now if you see everybody wants assistive devices. Government is giving assistive devices. What the government is trying to do is trying to minimize the cost so that it can reach the unreached. Assistive technology is not for the rich. It's for everybody. And the main shift, we talk about assistive technology, we talk about artificial intelligence, but what about the websites we use? Did you ever thought of the websites that we use? Is it very easy for us? Some websites are really difficult. I have seen a lot of apps that have been developed. Pardon my ignorance, but I have seen a lot of apps because as a special educator, I see a lot of apps which requires a lot of inputs with regard to email, password, and everything. You know, it becomes sometimes difficult for a person who is having intellectual impairment, and IQ of let's say 70 or 60. It is very difficult for, and that to a person who is 20 or 21. It is difficult for him to remember his email, password. So the navigation system has to be created. User-friendly navigations have to be created. So that is what the RPW, Rights of Persons with Disabilities 2016 says accessibility. You know, I think around, I think Indian also can correct me if I'm wrong, I think 7 to 8% of the websites are accessible. Only 7 to 8%. You know, so many websites are. Only 7 to 8%. And you imagine how many people are there with disabilities? You know, the people who will be using assistive technology in the year 2015 will be reaching 3.5 million. And you imagine so many websites if they have to navigate, how difficult it is. So the Rights of Persons with Disability 2016 says accessibility. Web content accessibility guidelines have to be there. That means the content should be perceivable, should be understandable, should be robust, and should be easy to use. So any app, my dear students or my dear technologists who are there, as a special educator, because you will be giving the apps for free trial, you will be giving the apps for pilot testing, and it will be we who will be using that. So I request you all to create your app in such a way that it is user friendly. Please note that you need to have the accessibility thing. Because accessibility is not for persons with disabilities now. It is for everyone. See, I can see so many people came up. Everybody might have used lift. So lift is a convenience. It's not only for senior citizens, but it is convenient even for the young citizens. The young citizens also prefer lift. So it is convenience for everyone. So during this COVID-19, when we started this training, wherein we used a lot of Zoom platform and a lot of Google platform, A girl shared, because that time these captions, closed captions, and these things came. A girl shared that these captions, when captions came to the online classes, she said, I felt like I was finally in the same room as my friends. And this is the right spirit that is capturing from welfare to right space. See, technology is a right, not a charity that you come and give. It's a right, it's my demand. If I am a person with disability, it's my demand, I will demand. I will also demand that this podium, this dais should be accessible to me. Even on a wheelchair, I will not require, I will not like anybody of you to lift me and put it on the stage. I want my right, so this is my right. So I am not equipped, but I thought I will just. And the major reform with technology, with information technology, has come with the unique disability identification card, called as UDID. Many of the schemes, many of the programs require this UDID card. And now UDID card can be done through mobile also. That is by the department, government of India. And see what a mechanism they have developed. People staying in the remotest village are able to access it. You need not have more paperwork. A parent was saying at our institute that after this card came, after this mobile application came, they are not now worried about the paperwork. They can concentrate on their child's. See how robust or how easily it has made accessible for people. So similarly, when we talk about education, as I was talking about education, a lot of apps are there. NCRT has come up with a lot of platforms. Diksha platform, NCRT books or NCRT videos are nowadays with Indian Sign Language. See, sign language is important now. In most of the news, you can see sign language interpreters. In many of the event conventions, in many of the WHO meetings, you will see a sign language interpreter. Because that is what is common to everyone. You might have seen in the lift, there is a braille in the switches. Earlier mobile phones were having dots in between. The desktop keyboards are having that. Now they have made more accessible. Now you have speech generated programs, text generated programs. You just give information to Siri or let's say Google Assistant, you will get it there. See, these are all made accessible. Microsoft has immersive reader thing, and that is making much accessible content for people with disability, particularly people who are at the cognitive disability. I don't want to prolong my talk. I just want to say about the future that when we talk about artificial intelligence, I was seeing one student was typing in ChatGPT everything. See, everything is available. You need not put your brain in writing so many letters. You just can give instructions to ChatGPT or whatever platform. You see, things have changed now. Even if a person with visual impairment, even if a person with hearing impairment, even a person with cognitive disability can use these platforms. So, I just want to say when we talk about accessibility, please remember three important things. Universal design for learning. These are the three important things for accessibility. That is, each and every product should have multiple means of representation. Each and every product should have multiple means of expression. And each and every product must have multiple means of engagement. I think we have gathered here for this Intent 2.0. Three things we should commit. All of us should commit three things. We must design for diversity. We must embed accessibility as a default, not afterthought, but as a default. And we must partner with disabilities because nothing about us is us. So the policymakers are there. I think they can take up this. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring talk. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala will now be leading you to another commitment. We sincerely thank them for the valuable presence with us today. Thank you, sir.